There were some very hazardous swimming conditions, strong currents, also waves 5 to 8 feet reported out here tonight. So just very, very hazardous conditions, and it looks like it was just too strong for those teenage boys to swim across to get back to safety. What we have been able to hear from police, they've confirmed that this is a shooting investigation. They said they got the call just shortly after 8 o'clock that inside this car there were 2 people inside the front seats, a 19-year-old female passenger from Muskegon and also a 26-year-old male also from Muskegon. They were inside that car when shots rang out. They will resume looking again tomorrow at 8 o'clock in the morning. Meanwhile, the family's pastor says that they're still holding out hope. However, they're beginning to come to terms with the reality that, in all likelihood, Riley is gone. The sheriff went on to say that this is just a very unfortunate event that happens. He says no officer wants to be involved in a shooting like this. No department wants to be involved in an officer-involved shooting like this. He says it's just a very sad and tragic thing that happened. But in his words, that the officer involved in the shooting had no choice because, again, the suspect was approaching him and threatening him with a very large knife.
LA they have demonstrations. New York has demonstrations. Chicago does. Why not Grand Rapids?
So these people are very vocal about what happened in the election and their disapproval of the country electing Donald Trump. They were in favor of Hillary Clinton and what she stood for, and they're in great disapproval of what Donald Trump stands for. The latest is right now, Consumers Energy really has their hands full trying to repair the utility pole that was damaged as a result of the crash. I'm going to step out of the way so you can look. The pole on the right is the one that they just planted into the ground. The one on the left was damaged when the suspect's truck plowed into it, breaking it apart. And police tell us that suspect, after causing this crash, ran away from the scene but was taken to custody shortly after that. I did speak to some people who've lived here for years, and they telling me that this is simply the worst accident that they've ever seen happen in their small, quiet town.
And all of a sudden, bam!
Loudest crash.
It was a big old boom.
That loud sound was the crash of a truck plowing into a car here at the intersection of Heights Ravenna and Main Street around 5 o'clock Tuesday evening.
And this truck just blew by my house. I mean, I could feel the power of the truck just woof. I mean, it just exploded past my house.
The truck split a large chunk off the utility pole, almost knocking it completely down. People who witnessed the crash say they also saw the suspect running away.
Dude ended up jumping out the truck, took off running, almost had him.
You almost caught him?
Almost caught him. He ended up running to the back.
Others went to help the people injured.
Seen the people crawling out of the car and went around and seen the other passenger that got ejected.
Michigan State Police say one person was airlifted to the hospital. The other 2 were transported by ambulance. Troopers used canines to track the suspect down following the collision and say that they were taken into custody about an hour later.
Bad accident right here.
They are also outraged that the driver sped away after hitting her.
That's cruel. That's wrong.
She was 6 years old. An innocent baby little girl out here just ride her bike, living in the neighborhood like every other kid, like she do every other day. And for a minute, somebody just come through and hit her and just keep going. Don't stop and don't check on nobody. You don't do that to nobody.
Little Taylor Davis's life cut short Sunday morning after she was hit by a car here on 6th Street near Maplewood Avenue around 11:30. Police say the driver didn't stop.
And just leave a kid out there. No, you don't know if she dead or not. No help, nothing. And then just sitting there just laying down in the street, you was just go drive off, speed away, thought you was going to get away. That's really cruel.
Police say Taylor was pronounced dead at the hospital about an hour later. Investigators say the male driver was arrested a short time after the accident at the Mona Lake Mobile Home Complex.
I'm so happy they caught him because I want him to go downhill. I don't care what they do to him.
Taylor's father, Donald Smith, says he's grieving heavily and was just too upset to go on camera. Her brothers tell Fox 17 she was the sweetest kid, loved being a cheerleader for the Port City Youth Football, and loved smiling.
She was very, very, very sweet. And then she was one of the best cheerleaders on the team.
But every time we went to practice, she wouldn't miss it. Like, she would fill up the water bottles. She would be already ready, and she'll have on her cheerleading stuff, and then she just she was just sweet, and she cheered for us every time. I just gonna miss her saying that she loves me.
And just like that, Alex's treehouse is open. The little boy who's battling cystic fibrosis has a lot of imagination and dream big to make his wish a reality.
Like a really good spot for all of my family and my friends to just stay here and hang out.
Technically, it's more of a fort than a treehouse, but it's as tall as most trees.
Really high.
You like it that way?
Yes.
There's 2 levels. It's got his name on it. There's even a slide. The main room also has a secret door.
It's a secret place where I can go to my secret room and go down the slide and all the way down.
Since Alex loves wrestling, his treehouse is decked out with WWE. Even the balcony rails look like wrestling ropes. And Alex didn't spend time on the sidelines. He actually helped build it.
I hammered, I did a lot of stuff.
Carpenters with Kent Companies did the heavy lifting and showed Alex how to measure twice and cut once.
He had his high vis and his hard hat on and all the stuff as he was going through it, so it was pretty fun for him, it looked like.
He was out here being, it was different than just presenting a treehouse to him. He got to be a part of the evolution of the entire treehouse from start to finish.
Make-A-Wish Michigan says that Alex is a kind-hearted kid who thinks beyond himself.
This is a cool, unique wish. Some of the beautiful things that he told us is that he wanted his family to be a part of this treehouse and to hang out with him.
Alex's treehouse is now ready to begin making a lifetime of memories.
Thank you to all the people that helped me make my wish come true. It really means a lot to me.
Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Michael Dupre. This is Fox 17 News at 11. Round 1 of the world's largest art competition is now in the books. Battle Creek police have released the name of the suspect in the sword stabbing attack that happened Friday morning. A driver cruising in the passing lane repeatedly slams on the brakes to get cars off his tail. Only this time it causes a major crash and he just drives away. There's a lot of questions surrounding what exactly constitutes a service animal. So today, a Pleasant Dog held a workshop in Grand Rapids to help people understand the facts. The pet store is calling foul play on that one, but I'm glad to see that the person who was putting that bird on layaway, something I've never really heard anything about. I didn't know you could even do that, but he must have really liked the bird a lot.
Yeah, well, he was wondering if you're going to bring that up. As a Tiger fan, it's been a rough year for me, but I'm hopeful now that Les Miles is gone. He was a great coach, but I think we need some newer offensive mindset in that game there.
Do you think he's gone for good? Because remember they tried to fire him last year and then he came back.
I know the backlash was so severe. They're like, we got to keep the guy.